Hello guys, this is Dr. Anatole. We have Mike behind the camera. We're still visiting with each other and hopefully having a good time. He's smiling and he has a comment, question, something to poke me with. Poke away.
Well, you made a comment in another video about being normal. And so but this could also apply to anybody that's viewing the video. There are both benefits and pitfalls to being normal. And that's really the prompt.
Yeah. Well, first of all, as one very famous person, I think it was Woody Goldberg, who said that normal is a setting on a washing machine. And so none of us are normal, but there are some basic things which we can consider. Not too neurotic, honest, relatively polite, not a crazy driver, both of cars and life. That is just on a basic level. But now if we start sagging into more serious direction, there is a reason why, again, ancient and not so ancient scriptures mention that teachers need to be engaged in a normal kind of life, preferably married, preferably having a normal job, at least having experience with this. That has to do with them being able to relate to ordinary people. And we might think that, well, we're talking about, they'll be good at counseling them in their marriage troubles or troubles with children or with parents or whatever. And all of that is true, and that all comes under the rubric of life coaching. But also they need to be aware of the map from where those people need to travel to wherever hopefully they want to travel. That's just one thing, and you have something to say.
Let's get into just what normal is, because I think that's really what I'm after. Normal is, to my understanding, accepted, approved behavior by society in general.
Mm-hmm.
There's a pardon me. That's a wide spectrum of things.
Mm.
And then there are things that are beyond normal.
Mm.
So you have to pay enough attention to the world around you to know what would be normal or acceptable.
Well, here's the thing. Me personally, I'm somewhat eccentric for sure. No one normal goes to India on $200 at 23, without any kind of citizenship or passport. I went to India on a refugee, document, which freaked the shit out of my parents. I don't think that they knew what to do with this. But the thing is, I think that mainly what I refer to is the level of neuroticism. And that's probably the only thing that I'm talking about. Because I don't see why, a musician cannot be anything around spirituality. I don't see why a lawyer cannot be anything around spirituality. I don't see anything abnormal about any kind of occupation, provided it does not hurt other people or animals or the planet. Which, if I have to explain this, you're in the wrong room.
Right.
Really, seriously, if you have questions about basic morality, including that and I'm gonna go on a big seg here, it's like if you don't understand that when a so-called spiritual teacher is abusing you, if you don't understand that what's going on, this is not for spiritual discussion. This is really something that you need to take up with different kind of professionals. and since we're talking about this, I'm going to put one or two sentences. Generally, you should go to professionals that deal with the subject of your problem. So if you have a spiritual hunger / pain, spiritual teacher. If you have a psychological issue, psychologist. If you need to have your appendix removed, don't go to the street barber, go to a doctor, okay? Something like that. It should be obvious. There is a reason why our society is organized the way they are, and maybe it's disjointed, but generally you will find that people who deal with, say, child abuse all the time, they'll be much more knowledgeable about this than someone like me, who, number one, I'm not educated in specifically psychology and abuse issues. I'm obviously aware of them. I would most certainly refer people out. It should be obvious that when someone deals with something all the time, they become expert at that, they will be more knowledgeable about it.
That's the 10,000 hours to become a master.
Something like that, exactly. So going back to this, child abuse or whatever, issue is that if you come to me, I generally do not deal with people who have this kind of thing. If they come to me, which would be highly unlikely, I would probably refer them out before I would even touch them. I would probably not be able to even synchronize with them for any kind of really serious teachings, because they're not normal. They are, highly neurotic because of their experience. Is it something bad? Absolutely not. You have what you have, and you just need to, put money in the bank. Don't put it in a trash can. It's just not a appropriate place to put it. And of course these things change from generation to generation, and what we consider normal now is not necessarily what used to be normal 2,000 years ago, which just goes back to why I'm so much into constantly reinterpreting, etc. And I think that in the West we're much more into reinterpreting and looking at new things at a new angle. Is it a good thing? I don't know. I know that in the East people tend to be much more relying on scriptures, which frankly they're more sophisticated, I think, there. But it's going back to what normal is I think to a normal person, they know that there's some normal range. And if I or some other teacher is not within a normal range for you, God forbid, why are you even bothering listening to this video? You should go and listen to some other video. And talking of lineages, one of my favorite authors, he wrote one book, and the second book had a letter from one of the readers as a foreword to his second book. And the letter was that if what you think is spirituality, I don't know what is spirituality, and I don't want to ever talk to you, and I think that you're completely deluded, and just why did he even bother to write the first book? And the reason why he put that as a foreword for his second book is because he just says, look, if you synchronize with this letter, just don't buy this book and just go away, and that has to do with what I just said at the very beginning, is that we get the teachers we deserve. And not because, you're a bad person, you deserve an idiot who is going to abuse you. No, it's not about that. You synchronize with the people who you understand and who you're drawn to and who seem normal and beneficial to you. It's normal. It's reasonable. And any person who thinks that, they need to think too much about it, they need to meditate more about it. Good enough?
Yeah.
Do you know, guys, what we're gonna do now? We're gonna go and meditate in the best church in the area, and then we're going to spend a lot of money at Best Buys, and then we're gonna eat so much that we'll not be able to move, and that's why we're gonna drive there, just in case we can't walk back. You guys have a good one. Bye.